Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece episode 580 review. Now, this week's episode of One Piece, well, first of all, to get started, I don't know why. I have no idea why. The episode was called Luffy versus the Giant Dragon, when in actuality, it was Luffy and Zoro versus the Giant Dragon. I mean, considering the fact that Zoro was the one who got on the finishing touch, with help from Usopp, I mean, shit. It should have been Straw Hats versus the Giant Dragon, but no, it was like Luffy, and I'm like, not a good title, not a good title. But I mean, that's whatever. The thing here is that, and by the way, if anyone knows when they're gonna have like the next opening of One Piece, then let me know. I mean, like what date, or like what is the general date? Because I would figure that, you know, now that we're in a new arc, I would figure that they would actually, you know, want to have another opening. But I mean, whatever. So, with that being said, all right, look in the description below for the link to this week's episode of One Piece Official, and of course the preview to next week's episode of One Piece. Now, that being said, this week's episode of One Piece can be broken down into two main parts: the dragon part and the capture part. The capture part being very simple, which I'll do right now. Where basically at the end of the episode, we see these guys come into the actual Sun Ego, and then they put like a barrel of this sleeping gas, and then they click a button, and these guys wearing like gas masks, so they're okay. And then while we see everyone laying around, because it's very hot, because everyone's like, you know, like they're trying to cool down and it's hot, they start to smell. Well, like Nami, she's looking at the horizon and she sees that in fact the opposite end of the island is completely Arctic, like Arctic freezing cold, while this end is completely, you know, like we see like volcanic heat. And she noticed how the cloud lines are actually they're divided because of the drastic change in temperature. And then all of a sudden she starts to smell the gas, and then she passes out. And then as follows is Frankie, then Brooke, then Chopper. And then Sanji was inside cooking. He comes out, and then he has like these things on his hand, you know, about to give Nami Swan her desserts. And what's happening is that he smells something, he drops his shit, and then he starts to realize that like this is not like this is gas. Like, because at first it looked like fog, but then he realized no, like it was gas. And then he's debating on whether or not it was a natural phenomenon that occurs in the New World, or did someone come on board and plant this. And then he starts to walk over to the Dennemushi, because he's going to contact Luffy and the others in their baby Dennemushi, but he passes out right before he can actually do something. And then we see those guys come in there with their mask and shit, and then they grab Sanji, Nami, Frankie, and Chopper, and they ignore Brooke. And see, Brooke's, like, his structure is very beneficial, in the sense that when he lays on the ground, passed out, or knocked out, or sleeping, he looks dead. Like, he looks like a skeleton, like a legitimate human body skeleton. I mean, no, like, that's what he is, but, you know what I mean. And so basically, like, they take those four, and now they're gonna take those four and take them to their quote-unquote master. And then we see on, like, their backpacks, or, like, on their air tanks, it says PH, which stands for Punk Hazard. And there's where the episode ends. So that was the main, so that was part 2. And when we backtrack to part 1 was basically, again, the fight between the Straw Hats, mainly Zoro and Luffy, plus, you know, oh yeah, and plus the reveal of that there's somebody stuck on the dragon versus the Giant Dragon. Now, the thing here is that this fight was okay. It was, the dragon was cool, you know, it was doing this thing, you know, flat, fucking breathe fire, you know, yeah, like these giant fire streams. And the way they handled the animation, in my personal opinion, it was okay, you know, like, it should have been, like, really damn good, but it was okay, you know, it wasn't that great. It wasn't like, oh, shit, like, oh my god, Luffy got blown back to the fucking building. No, like, no, it wasn't like that. And I mean, one thing that I found very strange is that when I read the online scan of the actual the manga coalition of the actual anime, Zoro finishes him off in the anime with a lion song. In the manga, it was the death god lion song. I believe so. Like, in the anime, he does the Shi Sun Sun, but in the manga, it's Shi Sun Sun. So, I mean, I don't know, alright? I mean, but regardless, the end result was still the same. The end result was the dragon getting its head cut off once Luffy tricked the dragon into eating its own wing, which was very fucking stupid. Very stupid. And after Usopp put the Trampolia down, Zoro bounced on, you know, boing, and fucking ding, and then fucking that was it. So, I mean, that was cool. Like, that was cool. The whole entire, like, miniature tornado thing, at first, when Zoro, like, was spinning around and shit, that was weird. Like, it was weird, but it did make sense. It did. So, I'll take it as it is. Again, not really a manga moment, but still, I'll take it as it is. Though I will say that the whole entire thing with the person stuck in the dragon, that was funny. Like, that was like genuinely funny, because the guy was talking, and every time he talked, he'd be like, "Boo!" Like, "Boo!" I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I mean, like, they explain why he does that later on. But it's funny. Like, it was funny. He's like, "Who are you?" Boo! I'm like, dude, like, that's fucking that was fucking weird. But that was genuinely funny. And aside from that, I mean, you know, the gear sec. I mean, hey, to this day, I'm going to continue having a problem with fucking Luffy's gear second in the actual show. I mean, because in the manga, it looks like the gear second is in, like, one fucking arm. When he does one arm. But in the anime, it's kind of like, you know... Well, at least the steam. Like, the steam comes from, like, that one arm. Like, I shit you not. When he does the gear second, the steam only comes from, like, that one arm. But, I mean, hey. It is the anime adaptation, and... I mean, look, man, the way I see is that Toei Animation, yeah, like, you could say that they're not doing a great job, which, you know, is kind of true. But the way I see it is that, and I know I'm deviating, because I'm pretty much done. Because, again, the fight could be, you know, it was Luffy comes in there, gear second, bullet, dragon takes it, swings his tail at Luffy in midair, and he gets flying back. Zoro gets, you know, pretty much Zoro entangles with the dragon by doing the Ultra Tiger, the Ultra Tiger hunting. But then the dragon takes that too, and then starts to bite down on Zoro. Zoro blocks. Luffy gets him again, kicks the dragon, and then what happens is that Usopp takes the Trampolia, and then, well, no, the dragon flies in the air, and then starts to bring all these fire jets and shit, you know, fire jet. And then what's happening is that Luffy goes up there. He meets the guy who's stuck in the actual dragon. And then the dragon starts to fight Luffy. Luffy throws his own wing at him. Luffy throws the dragon's own wing in its mouth. The dragon eats its own wing. Like, on some stupid shit. You know, like, on some stupid shit. And then the dragon starts to fall down. Trampolia, bounce, ding, son, end of story. And then now they're going to proceed to literally eat the dragon. And by the way, the person on top did mention something about the Shichibukai. So in this arc, or on this island, there is a Shichibukai. There is a warlord of the Seven Seas. And if you guys don't already know, there are new warlords. Why? Because Jinbei left. Gekko Moria was forced to leave. Crocodile Ben fucking left. And of course, Blackbeard gone. He's on some Yoko status shit. So we may get to see a new warlord. I wonder who it is. Oh shit. But look, see, my thing here, and by the way, the episode rating is gonna be okay. It was okay, in my personal opinion. The dragon was cool, but the whole entire, you know, Shi Sun Sun, and then the Shi Sun Sun, I was kind of like, and then the animation was, so there was a lot of, so episode overall gonna be okay. But it was funny. Like, the guy on the dragon back, he was pretty funny. But the thing here is that, the way I see it is that there may, like, at the end of One Piece, when everything's all said and done, they may do like, you know how like Dragon Ball Z did Dragon Ball Kai? Well, there may be like a One Piece, you know, revamp of the entire fucking series that actually follows the manga to the T and is like well animated. Like that could happen after One Piece gets like a certain point, like, or like after it's done. How FMA had the original series, which didn't follow the actual story, and then we had the revamped, or we had the second FMA Brotherhood series, which actually followed the manga to the T and was pretty damn good animated. So I mean, hey, but that's what I'm saying, because I don't see why not. Because you know what, when One Piece is over, they're gonna milk this shit like no other. They're gonna milk this shit straight up. Yeah, milk it. But yeah, I'm done. So King of Lightning, be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And now I'm signing out. Once again, look down in the description below for the link to this week's episode of One Piece, the fan page, One Piece Official, and the preview to next week's episode of One Piece. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.